Good morning, friends. This is your old girl, Melanie Rose, here to share your daily aspects. Today is Friday, October 22, 2021. The moon is in Taurus all day today. Taurus invites us to slow down our pace and put down roots for strong growth. The sun is in Libra most of the day today, making ingress into Scorpio late this evening. This represents a shift in our outer life from air to water, from a focus on externalities like beauty and justice to an intense focus on the depths of the psyche from which we are empowered to indulge our curiosity in those things that mystify us, which often brings about deep and total change. Let's take a look at these planets and aspects before we get into their interpretations. We have the sun with us, and the sun always represents our outer life. This is our ego. It's who we are in the world, who people meet and get to know when they meet and get to know us. And the moon always represents our inner life. That's your emotional self, your intuitive self, and also who you are at home and who you're at home with. We have Venus on our team today. That's love and money, folks. Or how do you relate to the things that you value most? Uranus is here. Uranus does things differently, so represents the changes that come along in our life often necessarily. Uranus represents quick change, whereas Pluto represents more slow change. Mars is initiative, your sense of ambition, your will to act in the world. Pluto is our planet for extremes or depths. We're going to talk about that a lot coming up here. Neptune is your spiritual awareness, your connection to spirit, or just how you feel spiritually. And then Jupiter, growth and opportunity, expansion, generosity, good vibes all around. All right, those are our planets that we're dealing with and talking about today. Here are the aspects that we're going to talk about today. This is a quincunx. And the vibration of this energy between these two planets is going to produce variable outcomes. It's kind of the no promises energy. We have some squares. Square equates to the potential for challenges to come up. Sextile. When there's a sextile aspect, the energies of these two planets are cooperative, and cooperation makes things happen. Here's a trine. Trine is a very positive vibe. Harmonious, it almost guarantees good outcomes. And that little arrow is called an ingress. It just signifies the transit of a planet from one sign to the next. Okay, so those are the players, those are the plays. Let's take a look at some interpretations. In the ongoing column, today is day 4 of 4 for Venus, quincunx, Uranus. So our planet of love and money shares a variable aspect with our planet for sort of going rogue, making changes, having your personal freedom. And we may have found ourselves looking at our relationships and investments thinking, I'd like to make some changes. Quincunx, however, makes no promises as to the outcome. So if you wanted to try something new, I hope you made sure to communicate clearly with your partners in whatever space it is that you're trying to try something new. Try something new. communicate about it. Also on the ongoing column, we have Mars square Pluto. This is day 2 of 4 for this challenging aspect. Pluto, which is Scorpio's ruling planet, as I've mentioned, is the planet that represents extremes like long distances or deep waters. Mars is the planet for action, and when it comes into aspect with Pluto, the action and the attitude that comes with it can be, well, kind of extreme. Things can be going along just fine when suddenly some disagreement arises about what action is best to take. Mars makes us rowdy, especially in challenging situations. We may find that we act outside ourselves in aggressive or hurtful ways. Mars has a very youthful character, and under that planet's influence, we are more likely to say and do things that come across as immature or petty. I would suggest that we be looking for ways to expend this rowdy energy that don't lead to the disruption or the destruction of the nice things in our lives, like our home or our friends. Rowdy and rough. Be gentle with yourself and loved ones. Okay, here are today's aspects right here. I give these in Central Standard Time as I am in Fayetteville, Arkansas, y'all. At 8:26 a.m., the moon went sextile with Neptune. Neptune is sometimes referred to as the second Venus, or the Venus of the social planets. It points to the greater love we have in general for our communities or for humanity and life in general. So when the heart and home come into this cooperative energy with Neptune, we may notice we're more perceptive and sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of those around us. It's also a good time to do some intuitive work, witchcraft, scrying, whatever it is that you do to peek behind the veil, as Neptune provides a measure of spiritual or psychic protection. This is a 2-hour aspect. Highly sensitive to those around us. Flex that intuition. It might generate something positive for you. Then at 11:31 a.m., Mars goes into a square aspect with Jupiter. Jupiter is a positive influence at all times. So when the heart and home come into aspect with Jupiter, the mood is usually pretty happy and social. The challenge of this aspect comes with a warning not to overindulge. Exercise some moderation during this 2-hour aspect, and all should be well. Don't overindulge. And what I mean by that is, like, in those foods and substances we like to take on when we're feeling happy. And then at 3:35 p.m., a void, of course, moon runs trine with Pluto. This is a very similar vibe to the moon sextile Neptune aspect we had this morning. The heart and home enter a harmonious vibration with the planet for depths and extremes. Our intuitive sensitivity is likely to be wide open, making this a great time to flex those psychic skills. We may find ourselves having intense but likely positive emotional reactions to what's going on at home. This is also a 2-hour aspect. Intuition and deep but happy emotions. Of course, the moon always relates to the heart and home. It's a little house. I know you can tell. And then at 11:51 p.m., Tonight, the sun makes ingress into Scorpio. Tomorrow will be the first full day of the sun's 29-day journey through the sign of Scorpio. Here's a quick note from the wee moon indicating some of what we can expect. Wee moon says, sharp focus, perceptive, empowered, mysterious. Under Scorpio, the mood is smoky, primal, occult, and curious. Still waters run deep. This is a 29-day transit. Coming up next week, we will see a waning half moon in Leo, which will be fun to discuss. But most of the preparations will be for the end of the week, which culminates in the holiday Samhain, when the veil between our world and the underworld is thin, and we get to celebrate those things that we don't necessarily understand because they usually go unseen. And that's it for today, friends. This has been your Daily Aspects, an astrological weather forecast for Friday, October 22, 2021. If you have any questions or if you feel inspired to share an experience or an observation, please feel free to leave it in the comments section below. Also, please like my video and subscribe to the Old Girl channel. I will leave this up for about 30 seconds so that you may look it over, and I'll see you all tomorrow for more Daily Aspects.